On SmackDown, Randy Orton absolutely snapped and left Cody Rhodes laid out, bleeding into WrestleMania again, turning the feud into something personal. And meanwhile, Danhausen is running around with the Cannonhausen, blasting curses at people backstage and basically haunting the entire roster. Then on Raw, 316 Day in Texas, the old TC and CM Punk finally go face to face, and Roman straight up calls Punk old, even though the big dog has some gray hairs too. We're breaking down the blood, the chaos, the curses, and everything on the road to WrestleMania. Jesse, ring the bell.
You are now listening to the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast.
And we're back with another episode of Ringside Renaissance. And we are, as seen on Netflix, busted open approved, the original bad boys of the wrestling podcast world. And we are rated RR for Ringside Renaissance. And of course, I'm here with the best co-host, the best tag team partner, the best friend in the world, very deadly Jesse. Yeah. And I'm Andrew. Kombat Jones. Yeah. Click, clack. Yeah. We're back, baby. Ringside Renaissance. Another episode. Almost coming up on what? Is it 3 years?
Two.
Oh. Whoops.
It was 2 years.
Time flies when you're having fun, baby.
That's right.
2 years.
That's right.
2 years for WrestleMania season. Yeah.
Kombat Jones is coming with the machine gun. I looked like the Unabomber. Let's go. Ringside Renaissance.
Finally got my WWE Stranger Things merch.
Okay.
2 months later.
What a pivotal
later.
show in Raw history, the Stranger Things crossover. I don't think we could have been without that episode.
Right. It was almost just as pivotal as the Raw 316 episode and featuring Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, wait. No, that didn't happen.
Featuring clips of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes. Just Danhausen shouting out Austin 316, Danhausen 316.
And Michael Cole saying, "Oh, hell yeah," a couple times.
Yeah.
Shout out Stone Cold Steve Austin. So, okay.
Yeah. Yep. Like, what are we doing?
Hope you all enjoyed your 316 day. We can enjoy today if you just hit like, share, and subscribe. We are how many weeks away from WrestleMania now? 4.5 weeks, I think it is, away from WrestleMania. And everybody on the IWC that was complaining that there was no matches, there was no build, there was no story, everything was thrown together. Boy, this past week kind of wrapped a lot of things up into some neat little bows, and all the haters out there are getting shut up real damn quick.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Get the hell out of here. Yeah. We got a lot of matches built up now. A lot of excitement. Man. SmackDown, very interesting. Raw, very interesting. AEW Revolution. Very
try to keep a straight face for that one. Yeah. Trigger warning. Yeah.
Congrats on to MJF, and props and respect for coming out in the Terry Funk gear and taking all
pretty
those
much
bumps.
The only respect I'm giving him for that match is the ring gear he had. SmackDown was fun, man, because there was a lot of there's a lot of talking. There's a lot of dialogue involved with all of this. Listen, one of my favorite storylines going on SmackDown right now, and I'm just going to get right into it with you, because we've given a lot of slack. We've given a lot of hate. Kev actually quit the show because of the hate we were spewing at this.
That's true.
Go back to our first episodes and you will see the OG QR Kev that quit the show because the Wyatt sucks.
Yes.
One of my favorite storylines on SmackDown right now is the MFTs just giving it to the Wyatt Sucks every single week.
Yeah,
every single week.
Packing it in there. Yeah, just
packing it deep. Yeah.
Double P. Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah. QR Kev couldn't hang. He came straight from the rafters out of Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went to events that didn't happen. It was a whole thing, but I'll tell you what does happen is the MFTs in Talatonga, Tongaloa, Tamatonga, JC Mateo, Solo Sokoa. I'm naming them all out because they are my favorite faction in WWE right now because they're putting the good old fashioned stomping a mud hole, walking it dry to those goddamn Wyatt Sucks. I can't stand them, bro. It seems like a haunted house that would kind of like tickle your butthole as you walk around the corner. Like that's what they remind me of, kind of like a haunted house that can't go within 500 yards of a school.
People still put the little fireflies up, I guess, out of respect and all that. And
there's less and less.
They got
every
their
time,
following, but you don't see much online anymore. It seems like most of the people that switch their ex names to wrestlers' names were the Wyatts for a while, and now they're whatever else.
Where did Howdy LFC go?
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah.
R.I.P. Howdy LFC, man.
Yeah, they moved on to Karrion Kross, and then they moved on to something else after that. It feels like, I don't know, but yeah, I mean the lantern has become quite the pivotal thing for them. It seems almost more important than their championship belts and their gold. They care more about the lantern. So
now, what do you think was more of a pivotal prop for a storyline, the lantern or the bracelet?
I mean, come on.
or the Oofalafa. What are we doing
here? The chili pepper necklace.
They have 17 titles, championship titles in WWE, and they got a feud over props at this point. Like this is where we're getting in WWE. Now, just all joking aside, though, the MFTs are really doing it. I really like Solo Sokoa. Like, I think a lot of people, myself included, I don't know about you, but like, didn't think he'd be able to like fly on his own outside of the bloodline.
Right.
And it took a little while, but he got there. I'm really kind of digging what he's doing, man.
Yeah, he can hang with everybody. I don't know how long it'll be for the rest of the MFTs, but they do need to fill a lot of time on SmackDown until they do bring up more talent from NXT sooner or later, right? But Shinsuke Nakamura is kind of trying to wiggle his way into that.
Tamatonga
or Tongaloa or both.
Tamatonga got jacked, bro.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, they.
There's
no anymore. It's just
they beefed up
face paint and
all business.
All business. Yeah,
it's all business, man. All business. They learn people, that's for sure.
Straight to the bank. Yeah.
Now I know you're talking about Danhausen earlier on. I mean, I love how Danhausen's becoming a smash success. Everybody's like starting to get on board Hausen with Danhausen, and I think that his little backstage segments are really funny. But I really hate that in the Americas, and for all you people across the pond, this is directed at you. You suck, pals, because they get to see all like the commercial break stuff and the little nuances that Danhausen does. And like, I think the American crowd is getting robbed of that. And like, they put the stuff on social media, but it's like, man, like let Danhausen have some time on actual TV and not just like commercial break TV. Yeah. Bro, the little stuff he does.
The good thing was with Kit Wilson and with Miz, obviously, and all that. So so Kit Wilson with the Miz and the ring and that whole thing going on, like Kit Wilson was doing such a good job, like talking his shit, playing that toxic character with Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll was the other one that was in the ring. Jelly Roll's killing it. We love Jelly Roll. He's such a great personality in the WWE. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's putting in that work. He lost like 400 pounds, or give or take. So respect, I guess.
He lost his jelly rolls.
He lost the jelly, roll jelly,
Now I love
but Kit Wilson was doing such a good job that he almost had the Miz cracking up. You could tell the Miz was almost breaking character there because Kit Wilson was just going at it, calling him fatophobic, and he was just pulling shit out of his ass. Like,
dude, did you hear the crowd for Kit Wilson when he came out too? Like, they're getting on board with Kit Wilson very quickly. Like,
and he understood exactly how to play it too. Even though everybody was cheering for him, he still figured out exactly how to flip it. Even though Jelly Roll was showing him love, to be like, nope, I'm not having it. None of y'all are going to like me. I got to do what I got to do to make you hate me. And I'm going to say exactly what I got to say to make that happen. And he's doing it beautifully. And I would think, like, you know, that's WWE's got to be feeling like they hit the jackpot with that, right? Because they wouldn't have expected that with Pretty Deadly for the most part. And now they got just solo Kit, and he's blown up with the theme song and everything. So it's like, it's going to be hard to go back to that once Prince comes back too. So, but that's a big jackpot they hit with Kit Wilson. And
absolutely love it, bro. I absolutely love everything about it. Can you imagine in 2 years the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania will be Kit Wilson against Danhausen for the World Heavyweight Championship? Like, this is the world we are living in right now, and I'm like here for it. But like, there was a little bit of a thought that I was coming up with. Maybe we'll put a post out next after the recording of it to see if that catches fire. But do you think that every single person that Danhausen is cursing on a weekly basis are all going to be the ones that get cut, like the after WrestleMania cuts? Like, that's going to be like, bro, what a story that would be, is everybody that he curses is all the ones that get released, and like Triple H is like, oh, we told you, like, you know, like we were putting breadcrumbs out there, but you just
imagine
weren't
that,
paying attention.
to have that to hang over people's heads too, you know. Remember what happened? They all got released. Now they're homeless. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't. They're what's the word now?
House impaired.
Housing impaired. Yeah,
housing
something
impaired.
Like that. Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, housing impaired. Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure, but boy, oh boy, that would be such a story. Hey, you heard it here first on Ringside Renaissance. Make sure you tune in, because if that goes through, bro, I look like Julian from Trailer Park Boys right now. Like this, I look ridiculous.
Who do I look like?
I'm
not sure.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure.
Just a cool dude. That's a cool dude. Yeah.
You look like Jelly Roll if you lost another 150 pounds. But yeah, I think a lot of people were thinking that Jelly Roll and Oba Femi were gonna face like The Miz and Kit Wilson at WrestleMania or some shit like. But a lot of people thinking that Jelly Roll was gonna team with like Oba Femi or something to face Kit Wilson and Miz at WrestleMania. Like, that got shot in the ass real quick, but good try with that one anyway, I guess.
Yeah, we're going to get something with Jelly Roll, it looks like, I think, right?
Yeah.
Kit Wilson, right? Or The Miz and Danhausen or whatever the hell's going on there. I guess we'll find out, because he's been cursing a lot of people. So we'll see when it finally comes back to bite him in the ass. You
think he's going to get his ass beat one of these times?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, it would have been great if they didn't do nothing with Stone Cold to have him come out with Stone Cold or something like that. And
oh my God, could you imagine?
It would have been perfect on 316 day. You know, drink some beer housens and get stunned. Yeah, get stunned by the Cold Stone, Steve Austin.
Cold Stone. Let's go.
Yeah. And when he doesn't get his Hall of Fame induction, he probably will have a meltdown and raise hell, just like he did when he realized he was promised the PWI 500 #1 spot, and will completely lose his shit, and we'll see Cursehausen become a thing. Yeah. Crash out Hausen,
man.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what they're going to end up doing with him, but like, I think they just need to keep doing what they're doing, because apparently it's working. Whatever they're doing, it's working, because I'm buying it. I'm like, not buying the T-shirt or anything yet. I'm going to wait till that dies down a little bit. It doesn't take 3 months to get it in the.
Yeah.
Doesn't take 3 months to get it in the mail, but it is what it is. No offense to you.
Well,
Um,
be cursed.
What we haven't talked about is Jade Cargill, man, had a match on SmackDown, which I actually thought was a fairly decent match as far as Jade Cargill is concerned. Like, didn't hate on it really. I mean,
The internet thought it was a great match too.
really?
Oh, they thought it was very well televised, and the cameramen did an absolute awesome job. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The bakery was open, we'll just say.
Okay.
Yeah. Cake was served, and it
Okay,
wasn't.
here we go.
It wasn't birthday.
The
It
storm
wasn't
is
anybody's
coming in the form
birthday.
of snowballs. I got you.
Yeah.
Well, I think I've made note that I think Michin's an awesome wrestler. I think that the whole she went online about not having a personality and stuff that does end up hurting her at the end of the day. But she's like a solid workhorse
Yeah.
and can put on a good match. I mean, if you can get a good match like that out of Jade Cargill,
Right. Yeah.
I think
it brings out the Gooberhausens. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I got you.
Good for Jade. Good for Jade doing her thing. She got to do something on the way to WrestleMania now. She's had the title for so long and hasn't done much but beef with Michin and B-Fab. But Rhea's waiting in the distance, and she's had some things to say to her, these past weeks. Now we haven't touched on it much, but it's pretty much who's gonna be on top or the bottom, or who's the bitch and who's not the bitch.
Now, would you be a bottom bitch for either one of them?
Yeah, they can. I'll take them for a ride.
Okay.
Yeah. Why not? Let's go.
Who do you think you would last longer with?
Ain't no ride I can't handle. Put me on that roller coaster in Abu Dhabi, baby. That's what they be riding. That roller coaster in Abu Dhabi, the fastest, tallest, longest, biggest, strongest roller coaster in the world.
Here we go, bro. Yes. Cut a promo. Here we go.
Yes.
Do you think Rhea Ripley's going to win that?
I got a seat for two on that for them.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, you got to clear
don't need to choose one or the other. Don't got it. Yeah.
I appreciate your commitment to the
There's
bit.
two chairs. Yeah.
Do you think that there's any way that Jade Cargill's leaving WrestleMania with that championship?
Yeah, possibly.
You think so?
Yeah.
It would legitimize her as a wrestler. Like, just think about it. Everybody in their brother is probably thinking Rhea Ripley's winning that title. If they could have a long competitive match and then Jade come out on top, that just like puts her on another stratosphere. You know what I mean? To take on Rhea Ripley, because Rhea Ripley can put on a huge, like a good match, big time.
Yep.
Wrestling match. So
and so many people have been bitching one way or the other, whether it's Rhea, and whether that backlash and a lot of that stuff online was a shoot, or if it was, a work or not online with them talking with the heels and baby faces back and forth on X and Twitter with who deserves it, and calling Rhea, Rhea Hogan, but there's a lot of that with everybody nowadays. So it's like, it is what it is. And then Jade too, not, defending the title at all. So people have been kind of pissed off on both ends of that spectrum. So it's hard to see. And then I think it also comes down to what happens with Liv and Stephanie Vicker too, on the other night, whatever night is playing for whatever one. And that could mean something going forward too. And then we got Bianca waiting off in the distance. Hopefully her finger finally heals better sooner or later from the surgery, and she can come back and face Jade, if that's what they're kind of planning down the road, or if that's not even a possibility yet. But we hope so. We hope she gets better with that. And then we got Naomi waiting off in the distance sooner or later too. You never know. But yeah, Rhea, I can see Rhea winning too. Obviously, it is what it is. She's one of the biggest faces of the company. But we got EO out there too. Could interfere. Somebody could interfere. It's going to be interesting, that match going into WrestleMania, to see what more kind of heat they can draw towards each other in it, because they've pretty much done and said what they pretty much can say at this point, right? They don't have much history besides all this, and they've pretty much said each other's taglines back to each other and reversed them. So what more are we going to do now? So we'll see what WWE Creative has up is sleeve.
And you just mentioned
not the Road Dogg anymore.
No,
yeah. So we'll see what changes.
That dog got taken out back and put out of its misery.
I know there's an application in there that would have changed everything and the whole trajectory of the company if they would just open it and
take a look at it. Yeah.
Everything would turn it back into the golden era, the
That's
Renaissance area
That's
of
right.
WWE. They would be back in. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you brought up a name that's really interesting because Io Sky is kind of like lost in the sauce right now with this whole WrestleMania thing.
Yeah.
And we have the Kabuki Warriors, Lyra and Bayley. We have AJ Lee and Becky Lynch going for the Intercontinental title. Like, where's Io Sky fall in all of this? Like, that's really.
Hold on a second. Mom, you can start cooking now. Okay. Just want to make sure the meatloaf is ready on time. By the time we're done the show.
Baby, let me sleep on it.
I gotta go. Yeah.
Baby, let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning.
Anything for love, but I won't do that.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. I don't got like a towel.
Meatloaf, baby. Shout out to Meatloaf.
Hey, R.I.P. Meatloaf, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Io Sky is kind of lost in the sauce, man. I would really enjoy like a Io Sky Julia match at WrestleMania. I think that would kind of put Julia on the map because she's kind of just been kind of faltering with the WWE crowd, but like they're not putting Io over on SmackDown to get exposure for that. So I really don't know what Io Sky is going to do for WrestleMania. Maybe she's going to screw Rhea Ripley over.
It's possible, yeah, and it's very possible we won't see her in WrestleMania, and like all these other people, great wrestlers, they're just going to get the SmackDown before, they're going to get the Raw right after in Vegas, and that's kind of how they mush everything together now for the last few years, with just how stacked the rosters are and what they're doing. So they try to build it up to be more, even though we don't really get much crazy changes right before on those shows, but that's what they do. That's what they do.
That's what they do. I think everybody wanted to talk about on SmackDown. I mean, they're teasing Ilya Dragunov versus Carmelo Hayes at WrestleMania. That is what it is. Like, just shit or get off the pop rock stars at that point. Yeah,
I'm not ready yet. Like, shut up. Like, you're not ready. Like,
I am ready.
Like, Maxine Dupree was freaking ready to challenge again before freaking Ilya Dragunov was the last when that whole first thing started. Like,
just put Carmelo and Trick in a feud. Like, that's all we need.
Yeah, that's what we need. That's true. And Ilya Dragunov, like, what's his ceiling too? In reality, like
shitty neck tattoos. I think are really his ceiling at this point.
Yeah, he came back even bigger and greater than ever, but so stacked. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
But what everybody wanted to talk about, and it wasn't a wrestling match, it was the main event of the night, was the contract signing between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, the Viper Baby, the Apex Predator, the number one.
Even Jelly Roll had something to say to Randy before he went out there. So did Sammy. Sammy's talking to Cody. Sammy's talking to Randy. Bro. Sammy's going crazy. He doesn't know what to think. Cody's kind of going crazy with it. He doesn't know what to think. It's kind of got his mind all a whack. I think Sammy's kind of indirectly, even if he's not doing it on purpose, he's kind of clouding Cody's judgment and head of what's going on, of who's a friend and who's a foe and who's just who's an opponent at this point, right? So
the same cookie cutter problems that Cody faces all the time. Who's his friend and who's not his friend. And
who's retiring, who's not retiring, who's going to turn on him.
Who's going to bloody me up before WrestleMania.
Who's going to bloody me up before WrestleMania again. Or before every other pay-per-view again. Yeah. Little different this time. But
we did have the contract signing between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, mentor and Mentos. And for the undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania. I think Nick Aldis needs to get in the ring, bro. He is stacked, and I bet you he's got a fucking meat rocket on him too. But like
he
I'm
looks
telling
stacked in WWE 2K26. So does Scrap Daddy AP.
Can you use him as a wrestler? Or?
You can. He's on there. They're on there. Yeah,
buying the game. It's official.
They're freaking jacked, man. But a lot of people are talking about like you got to spend a lot of extra money to get like all those other extra people that were already free last year, I guess, apparently. Yeah. So I don't know. I just bought it for the CM Punk mode, and I'm playing through that right now. I'm trying to get through Brock Lesnar. It's like basically impossible, but I already broke the Undertaker streak, so it's all good.
Just send Brock Lesnar a piss video. He'll do whatever you want at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had the contract.
Add him to the flight log. Yeah.
We still want the Epstein files.
Yeah.
So we had Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton signing it. They had a little bit of tension back and forth, but man, it broke down real quick when Randy Orton really opened up a can of whoop ass happy 316 day on Randy Orton because man, oh man, like this was a beatdown. I like this one better than the Rock one minus the Mama Rhodes part, but I
don't know if Cody Rhodes, it was personal, but Cody Rhodes came out there. I don't know if he was thinking that he was trying to get into Randy's head and kind of be friends with him, or just came out love bombing and glazing him. But it sure backfired real quick because Randy wasn't having any of it and just smacked his face right off the table, kicked him in the nuts, and that's that for that friendship. Yeah,
that was a stiff kick in the dick, that's for sure.
It was a good. It wasn't no.
No.
Yeah, he gave him a good one.
Yeah, it wasn't none of that. It was a stiff one. Yeah.
And
I'm not talking about the kick.
Raheem felt that one. Yeah. It's a big target for that snake.
That's right.
Which one? I don't know. You can take your pick.
Take your pick. I've seen Randy Orton in his trunks. I think Raheem's got him beat. But man, he really pummeled him, man. He was I like when Cody Rhodes comes up when he's got a gusher going, that look on his face. That's why he keeps his hair blonde, so the blood looks that much better. And I love how all of this goes down, and the only people in the back that come out to help Cody Rhodes is Jelly Roll. Like, out of everybody in the back, Jelly Roll's the one to come out and console Cody Rhodes and try and talk
Are
some
you
sense
okay?
into Randy.
Are you okay? Are you okay? No, I just got busted in the head with some 5,000-pound stairs.
Yeah, I know. I'm just laying on the stairs half dead. Champ, are you okay, champ? It's like, come on, bro. That's so unbelievable. It's like, you got nobody in the back that's going to come out and help Cody Rhodes. Just Jelly Roll.
I bet he wish he would have kept some of that 400 pounds when Randy Orton shoved him and he went flying backwards and left Jelly Roll in disbelief. He thought he was friends with the Viper. Never trust a snake, slithering snake.
I'm a slithering snake.
Never.
I'll tell you this much: he just about squeezed all the jelly out of Cody's roll because that shit was all over the place.
He was gushing.
Ridiculous. Absolutely
he hit
ridiculous.
A gusher.
Yeah. But what did you think overall? Like, do you think this built like more like anticipation and suspense for the match? Do you think it's still kind of landing flat?
Yeah, no, I think it's good now because like I was talking about last week, they got to add something to it. Because if they would have just went in like babyface, like, respectful, Cody friends versus friend, respect match, and they're going to shake hands at the beginning, it would have been boring, right? So, and it was a smart choice for Randy Orton to turn heel now because it's been a long time, so it'll start, even if it's not fresh because he's done it a bunch, so how many times, right? So, but it seems fresh now again, and it's going to add some more fire to Cody, and which could build to who the hell knows with Cody. All this is going to mean something sooner or later with Cody Rhodes when he finally does turn, whether it's, in 2 months or
you're still on that wagon that Cody Rhodes is going to turn
10 years. Sooner or later, probably not, but
on his farewell tour,
they keep turning it. Yeah, exactly. That's what they'll do. That'll make the most sense, do exactly what it doesn't make sense. So, but they turned Randy. But I thought it was good how he had Cody set up there, like in the stairs, like on the table. It's kind of like a different angle we never seen. I like all the different angles. So
Except for that one where you just see the balls
Yeah.
slapping.
yeah. He took the chair and pop, to his neck. So I expect Cody to show up with a neck brace.
Oh, so good. Let's do
next
it.
week, hopefully.
Let's do it.
Yeah. He better be black and blue or something. Like, do you think he'll even show up for SmackDown? He's just gonna come out.
Man.
He's gonna come out and rip his tie. Randy, gets their ass out here right now.
I'll tell you what I want to talk about. It's whipping your ass.
Yeah.
And he's
We
gonna come
already
out
know.
like ripping his whole suit off. Like, just don't wear the suit in the first place at that point, champ.
Yeah. That's what we're
but
gonna
I think
get.
it's built, man. Like a lot of people online, they're complaining that there's no story or build to it, man. This is a 20-year in the making story, or 15-year story in the making. I mean,
there wasn't before they had the contract signing. I mean, we had the story of the history of them, but now with what they're adding, now they're adding something to it, and now there's a reason for the animosity and turning Randy heel and to get the heat, and he went and did some crazy stuff to Cody that there's no coming back from. So that's what they needed to do, and that's what we need for WrestleMania, to sell the card and to make it seem important. And some people are like, oh, who's going to get the main event? Who's going to be night one? Who's going to be night two?
It's
you really could argue either
way. Yep.
Honestly,
and I think they're kind of vying for that position. But like, if we're keeping tallies and keeping points, I know that Randy and Cody's a week behind, a few weeks behind of Punk and Roman because of whatever. But this whole thing going on with Cody and Orton right now, my interest is peaked. Like, I'm like, okay, here we go. We're gonna move over to Raw, and I'll move into Raw right now. But like the phone call Randy Orton had before his little interview thing with Michael Cole, talk about that he talked with somebody that awoke the apex predator in him, and wrestling has more than one royal family, and this whole thing. Like, my interest is peaked right now. Like. And that grainy photo or grainy recording, that was obviously Kevin Owens with his camera phone, because we remember when Kevin Owens was recording himself in the car and it was the same megapixels. So it had to have been Kevin Owens.
It's a flip phone, a Nokia flip phone. Yeah.
That is what it is, But I think at the end of the day, like.
So who was he talking to on the phone? Who do you think he was talking to?
The final boss, of course.
So the final boss is going to play part in both main events, both nights of WrestleMania?
He did the 3. He did the 2. He's got to do the 1. The final boss. Do you think about it, though? Because, wars pending in the Middle East.
In the like...
The 1, the final boss. The final boss.
OTC?
The 1.
One?
No.
Old TC?
The Rock is the 1. He's the final boss.
Oh,
but,
gotcha.
Current wars pending. They're supposed to have WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia next year. And what would be a bigger match for Saudi Arabia than Cody Rhodes against The Rock? Maybe Roman Reigns and The Rock.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I heard they're talking about potentially having to find a new place for it now, right?
There's a little bit of a quest for oil over there and excursions. It's not a war, but,
It's a lot of drones
what it is. People are trying to start the Book of Revelations and bunch of weird shit. I don't really know. I don't follow it too much. But it sounds like somebody just went in and started bombing somebody else and innocent civilians without any intel or intelligence whatsoever. And if sounds like a domestic terrorist for me, but it is what it is. Going back to wrestling, I think right now, if I had to, obviously it's going to be CM Punk and Roman Reigns night 2 of WrestleMania. I think that's kind of what they're thinking. If Randy and Cody get more momentum.
Yeah, I think you're good. Yeah.
Okay. If Randy and Cody get more momentum, like feeding off from what happened last Friday on SmackDown, I would have an argument that Cody and Randy could do night 2 of WrestleMania. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, it depends where they take it now, with what happens. But give Cody night 1 this time,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You want
this
CM
point.
Punk to have night 2. I got you.
Yeah, I mean,
Gotcha.
yeah, and what's Cody had it for the last 3 years, then it would be? Yeah,
Mhm.
so come on.
Yeah, too much.
I'll be rooting against Cody regardless, like, at that point, I feel like. Jesus.
There's going to be a full meltdown in this household if Cody Rhodes
I don't know
loses.
where I stand with all this. Some of these matches are becoming to feel a little political, almost, in a sense.
Yes.
Because, like, you got both fan bases and sides, whether it's, like, Punk and Roman. More Punk and Roman compared to, like, Cody and Randy, but you could say it for that, too. But it's just, like, doesn't matter what they say about the other or what happens on the show. Like, the fans are riding for that side no matter
They are
what.
going. They go.
So it's full politics in WWE right now for the main events.
Yeah, it's just like a certain fan base that kind of shits on another company for, certain allegations and
Right.
certain things, but then that same company that they back just signs a right-wing extremist that talks about Sandy Hook being a hoax, and now they're trying to back her up because
Oh, I don't even know who that
Ronda
is.
Rousey's not getting warm
that's right.
reception
Yes,
over an AEW
that's right.
ring now.
Yeah. I was on the post show for AEW, and they were talking about how the Fed is MAGA, and I was like, well, who do you think TK and his father and Ronda Rousey and all these people stand with? Like,
Yeah.
surely you don't understand how these rich people work.
Yeah, that's the name of the game anyway.
Yeah.
But no, Raw started out to backpedal a little bit. We had
Oh my Lord. Oh,
the
this
Shadow
me
Squad.
off.
You didn't like it?
I didn't mind the part between Seth and Paul Heyman. We thought Paul Heyman might have been out a little bit longer.
Yes.
Considering what happened to him last week, but at least he showed up looking like he got messed up and he got his face stomped into the mat, which is what happened. And nobody really said what happened when, LA Knight took off with him in the ambulance. They could have made a little vignette with that, and had some fun with that. I feel like
would have been great.
It wouldn't have hurt. Yeah, that would have been funny and good for LA Knight. Paul Heyman was very clever when he's talking about the FAFO, and then he says FAF5.
Can I stop you right there? What does
What?
FAFO mean?
Fuck around and find out.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
I had no clue what that was about. I was just so entrenched with the Shadow Man on the outside of the ring. So Brock Lesnar came out right here, like you said. I knew as soon as Paul Heyman came out, I knew Brock Lesnar was coming. And like the thing with me is
that made sense because he was supposed to be there. Okay. I didn't even see that coming. I wasn't even thinking that. It kind of caught me off guard, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
And like like as soon as I heard Brock Lesnar's music, I saw Paul Heyman. Brock Lesnar came out, and I said, "Damn it, they're doing Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania." What a letdown! Because I said, "Man, like I don't know what Seth could do at WrestleMania, but I don't want him facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania." Like,
and how they're going to play this match different from all the other ones that they've already had at WrestleMania. I mean, they do have a history, and I don't think some of the matches have been bad with Seth and Brock, but it's kind of what we've already seen, and it was kind of repetitive and seemed like that's what they had. It was just stupid, but Brock coming down, and this is the thing I don't understand about Seth Rollins, like, You're not making yourself look good. You're just throwing all your friends, these masked men, throwing them to Brock Lesnar, and you know what's going to happen to them. Like, and then you're left with one in the ring. Finally, you say, "Go get him," and then he just gets pulverized. Like, it makes no sense. I just didn't understand it. It's not a good look for Seth Rollins, babyface Seth Rollins. It is, and then you just stand. You're not going to hit him, and then Brock's not going to go after him. And after all that fighting with just the masked man, then they just stare down, which there was a point to, which was coming next, obviously, right? Because if they would have started fighting, then it wouldn't have made sense. But Seth just got right out of there as soon as we heard that music too. So it's like Seth's just running away too, and it's like there's no Logan there. There's no Austin Theory coming out at that point. until we had
Why
seen them
not, too? They're
backstage
there.
after. Yeah,
Yeah,
why
they
wouldn't
showed
you
they were
come
there.
out to
Why
help?
didn't they come out? Why did it
Yeah.
just Brock Lesnar?
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, what you just alluded to, man. When those lights came out, a star was born. Because, bro, I think I messaged you when I was watching it, and like,
Yep.
I don't, maybe this is a little bit whatever because of 316 day and whatever. Maybe I had a little bit of shit in my head or whatever. But Femi came out to like a Stone Cold Steve Austin kind of like aura, like pop.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
it
that
popped.
crowd was in a
Yeah.
frenzy for Femi, bro. Like,
Yes.
they get it.
And it all made sense of why Femi's been having like these squash matches this leading up to it. And it all makes sense as to why Brock Lesnar has kind of had these squash matches, or at least one leading up to it with John Cena and everybody else. And we thought it might be this, might be that, might be Gunther or whatever. But Femi and Brock Lesnar is what I wanted. I think it's what most people wanted. And as soon as it hit, it was just perfect timing to bring them out and all that. And yeah, on another level, off the Richter scale. Yeah, they should have put the the little fake level thing they got for the audience volume that they do.
Decibel thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dewey decibel
Wonder how accurate
system.
that thing is.
Not. And do they take into account the music? Does that count towards the decibels too? They can they can pick up what the fans' decibels is, but not the music that's going through the speakers. Okay.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, bro. Like I thought, I was like, okay, he's got a good pop coming out to the ring. He's doing his little walk thing. Like Femi's got that. He's got aura, bro. Like that word.
Yeah.
I hate that word being overused, but he's got it. And then when he got in the ring and the music went off, the crowd got even crazier for him, just standing there, bro. And it
when
was
they
like
stared each other down, it was crazy. Yeah, Oba and Brock, like two giants. Woo! And he put Brock down, picked him up, and put him down.
Power bomb, bro.
Pop up power bomb.
Do you think Brock was a little bit butthurt that Oba put his foot on his chest and was like just standing like for like 2 minutes standing there, bro?
Yeah, maybe a little bit pointing at the WrestleMania sign, but
let's go.
He got to prove his point. Yeah, but I think Brock, if he don't want to do something, he doesn't do it. Especially at this point in his career. So I think he's totally fine with what he's doing with Oba Femi, and I think that's something different for him too, because he's usually got to go against smaller guys for the most part and make it work. And now he's got to go. He's with somebody his size and his weight class, so it's probably very fun for him, and it's probably very fun and fulfilling also. That Oba's a new star, up and coming. He's came up so fast, just like that, and he gets to work with him, and so it's mutual, and it looked mutual with Oba Femi. Almost looked like he had shed a tear too during it, really appreciating it. So it's like that's relatable too. So that's really cool, pulling the curtain back on that side of things with him. But Brock looked a little shook afterwards, a little surprised, and maybe a little fear, and then probably a little bit of excitement too, because when you're that big, you're at that level, you want to sharpen steel with steel, or whatever they call it. Yeah, so iron with iron, or whatever you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
what I mean.
And what
I mean.
Yeah, but what a flick of the bean. What a better way for Brock Lesnar, if he's kind of in like the twilight of his career, than to kind of pass the torch on to the next big thing. You know what I mean? And like maybe he sees that, bro, you look like Raquel Rodriguez with a beard. That's what you look like right now. That's okay. I've just figured it out.
If that gets me in Liv Morgan's hotel room, I mean, shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of women's matches. Maxine Dupree and Natalia. Natalia wins by the sharpshooter. AJ Lee defeated Bayley, retained her Intercontinental title with the Black Widow.
I was a little surprised with the ending of that. I thought there was going to be some more drama, maybe with like Lyra or something like that, interfering or something.
Yeah, me too.
But clean win for AJ. But it's clearly Lyra's a little mad, a little bit. Yeah, she wants to go for the titles. She's a little jealous. Yeah. But obviously the win for AJ was what they were doing because on her way back, Becky attacked her and wrecked her, made her feel like not so much a part-timer. So it's clear where they're going with that for WrestleMania, and it'll be another rematch, I would assume, between AJ and Becky Lynch, as far as we can tell now, right?
I think so. That's the smart way to go. I mean, because that beat down after the match and stuff was just so.
Will it be a different outcome? Is the interesting thing.
People are saying like a multi-women match for the IC title, but the story isn't there. I mean, it would include some of these women to like get them on the card, but I just don't think that's what really they need to do. Penta defended his title against Dragon Lee. Like, when did Dragon Lee become like a top of the fucking card wrestler? He just got choked out by
Gunther
like,
for the past 3 weeks.
But then he gets the challenge for the IC title. I was kind of a little bit disappointed with that, but they put on a luchador match. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to appeal to like that side of things with AAA and everything else. And I respect those kind of matches, but I just didn't think. And I understand it's an open IC title thing, almost like the open US title challenge. So that doesn't really bother me, but there's plenty of wrestlers backstage that are kind of like,
why
they're
isn't Dom
gimmicking their story.
Getting that rematch, you know, or yet at least, because it was cursed. I guess not, but Finn Balor, JD, they're cleaning out Finn's stuff. Nothing from Finn yet, so I guess they're going to write Finn off for a little bit and then have him come back right before, and hopefully we'll get that build with what they're doing. But that should be an interesting promo when Finn finally decides to come back and put BTA for all the young people out there. That means belt to ass, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for spelling that out for me.
There you go. I gotcha. Yeah. We're just two old men out here, so doing our thing.
But man, the long-awaited rebuttal, man. Roman Reigns showed up. He got greeted by the Usos. We had a little bit of a throwback homage to the Bloodline back in the locker room, them hanging out. It felt good. It felt natural. It felt like this is kind of like what the show was missing, was that little bit of a cinematic like atmosphere to it with the Bloodline backstage and stuff. The Usos showing more attitude towards like LA Knight and stuff during the event and stuff. Like, it had an edge to it, you know. But
it did, and Jay, that's what he needs, is that edge. Jay Uso was the best when we seen him in the Bloodline, when he had that edge to him and he was sharp and he was crazy Jay, and you didn't want to mess with him. And both the Usos were like that. You know, you didn't know which one was going to be the loose cannon or what day or how it was going to work out with the whole Bloodline thing going on, because they kept turning back and forth with Sammy at that point and all that. So that's good for the Usos, and giving shit to LA Knight. And their first little interaction with Roman, you know, they were on the same page. And then the second one, it seemed like Roman was kind of trying to manipulate them a little bit. Like, trying to play his games again. Doing his same bullshit, just like I've been telling everybody. Same bullshit. Nope. Everybody going to fall for it.
It led up to the big rebuttal for Roman Reigns that everybody was wondering about what was going to happen. You know, we had the interaction with CM Punk and Roman Reigns, and then we had CM Punk with the Usos, and then now we have CM Punk, Roman Reigns coming out with the rebuttal. I think this fell flatter than a plate full of piss. Like, but on both sides, I'm not going to give it all to Roman Reigns. I think it just didn't feel like it had like the.
I feel like the middle of it was good. Like the beginning was kind of, and then CM Punk comes out. You know, he shakes everybody's hand. He's playing his little mind game, playing his games. You know, Roman had a few things to say, like the thing with AJ Lee, but like. Calling her a part-timer is a little different, in my opinion. Like, she's just back. She wasn't even here for the last
and she's not a main event star.
Exactly. It's a little different, and she's not as old as you, Roman. Like,
low-hanging fruit, as Combat Jones likes to say. I felt like a lot of low-hanging fruit here, and like. You know, the whole thing with Roman going to leave and CM Punk, I'm the one who tells you when you leave. And it's like,
they've done it like 2 or 3 times now. It just keeps happening.
I feel like a drunken argument between my parents when I was 9 years old, hiding in my bedroom. That's all it really felt like, to be honest with you.
Yep.
Those are the
they had
nights I
some
was
good
allowed
lines. Yeah.
Those were the nights I was allowed to go stay at Combat Jones' house because my parents were arguing and yelling at each other in a drunken stupor. But
yeah, that went back. Yeah, it was either my place or yours. It went back and forth between all that. Yeah, exactly. One way or another, we had a good time.
We had a good time.
We made
whatever
up for
parents were happy
yeah.
drunk. Yeah, whatever parents were
They
happy
done
drunk, we had a good
fucked up.
time with them.
They done fucked up. Yeah, because we got fucked up. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I really want to care about this match. I really want to be Team Roman, Tribal Chief. Like I told you from day one when he won the Royal Rumble and challenged CM Punk, I told you that like he's gonna kick CM Punk's dick in the dirt, and like I was sticking behind it all the way. But man, like if this was a battle rap,
CM Punk won this one.
CM Punk won.
I
this
feel
round,
like the best line out of the whole thing was like the Samoa Joe line.
Yes,
in my opinion, right? And
that was to me was like a nod to the
strongest
pipe bomb with the high Colt Cabana thing. Like
yes, exactly.
Samoa Joe's on AEW and stuff, so he can't really say, you know.
And then it was kind of like a throwback to the AEW promo that Punk cut on Eddie Kingston, talking about you're not the best Kingston I've went against. You're not the best this, that, the third best, second best, or whatever it was, right? So it was kind of like reminiscent of that too. But yeah, it kind of fell flat. I wonder if it fell flat because some people were saying, oh, he was going to mention Larry, and then Punk cut him off before that and punched him. But I don't know. It's very possible maybe they were running a little low on time or went over time and they knew it had to end, so Roman ended it like that. Or it's very possible Roman just ain't got it on the mic like Punk, too, which is not a, I mean,
it was tough.
We've already seen that.
Yeah, but it was just tough because it was like, it was building. It was going to crescendo with something. And I don't mean like Larry, like doing something with Larry. It didn't have to be Larry
whatever. Or his wife.
No,
like,
but I thought
could have said something
was going to be there.
Like, this was your rebuttal. This is your chance. Yeah. This is like, you could have played a video of Punk getting beat up in the UFC or something, had Colt Cabana come out or say anything, or
and then him just
do
saying,
something, but calling him old.
I was
you're
like,
old.
Oh.
And Roman, like, you're not young either. It's not like it was Javon Evans calling CM Punk old. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To like trigger somebody. Like, you're not that, like, you and the Usos ain't much younger. Like, you're considering, where you are and
fell flat for me, dog. Hopefully something else comes of this. They need to have like more of an interaction, like, and then you think about it, like we have recency bias, right? Because we had SmackDown where like Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes had this big interaction and this beat down and like what is going on? Like, oh my God, Randy Orton finally snapped and attacked his friend and like all this drama and all this stuff interacting. And then we have on Raw, you're old, and a punch.
You're old,
and
one punch, and they don't want them too near each other at all. They don't want to jeopardize WrestleMania at all for them, but they're totally fine with jeopardizing WrestleMania for Cody and Randy and letting Randy run back through with a chair and completely leveling Cody's head into the stairs off the table and blooding him up. Yeah. So, but in reality, this was your chance, Roman. Like, you had a chance to come back and have a rebuttal for what Punk said about your father, and then from what Punk said to your young boys, the Usos, about everything and how they've been manipulated. And all he really did was say the same thing and prove a point even more. And I guess what they were trying to get over is that he rattled Punk and got Punk off his game and made Punk lose his cool and punch him a little bit. But I don't know. Like, I ain't really buying it, and if that's what they were trying to do, it didn't come across that way. They could have chose like a better line or something better to get under Punk's skin at that point, if that's what the whole point of it was. And if not, Roman might have just not been up to snuff, and Punk wasn't having it. And he's like, if you're going to be in the ring with me and you're going to come promo with me, you better say something better, because I don't like what you just said. That shit was trash. Like, I could have wrote, something for you. So now I'm punching you in the face. Like,
yeah, that's kind of what it seemed like at that point. It was like, all right, enough. But like, I think at the end of the day, I think, like I said, especially if the Cody and Randy thing is going to keep amping up like it did last week, if it's going to be a continuation of that, Roman and Punk have to get like physical at some point. There has to
something's
be
got to happen. Yeah.
something there besides just like Roman showing up every 3 weeks and just saying a few things. Like there has to be something.
With Roman bringing up the thing earlier in the night with, all the bloodline can go after him, just not on WrestleMania. When he said just not at WrestleMania at the match, I'm like, okay, The Rock's going to come out for it now.
Okay.
Like everybody, like The Rock doesn't listen to anybody but himself, obviously, and he's one of the chairman of the board, so he does what he wants, and he's the final boss, so he'll answer to nobody, including Roman Reigns, saying he's the head of the table, and his family tree part of that tree is not as important, but sending the bloodline after Punk. I'm sure that's what we're going to see now, especially with the Usos having a little bit of that energy, wanting a little bit of revenge and having a little bit of attitude. I think there'll be something with CM Punk with them. I don't know as far as like Solo and all them, if that's going to happen, but at least with the Usos, I think that's what we're going to get at. And
opens up the door for Zilla Fatu to come in because
that's true. That's true.
Because of like the comments Punk did, the response. That Zilla had online and stuff. And now Roman Reigns.
I'd love to see CM Punk and Zilla. Yeah, I'd love to see Zilla Fatu and CM Punk go head to head on the mic. That'd be a good one.
Well,
good way to end your career before it even started. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Let us know what you're most excited for WrestleMania. I mean, like we have a lot of matches kind of spelled out for us. Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan's another one. Jade and Rhea Ripley. We're thinking Finn and Dom are going to be a match. Obviously, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, Roman Reigns and CM Punk, Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar, which I think is going to steal the show at this point.
Yeah.
As far as like an athletic
Big
contest goes. But let us know in the comments what you think is a prediction for a WrestleMania match, what you are most looking forward to, and maybe some dark horse matches, maybe some like underrated matches that people aren't thinking of that could possibly happen. Maybe Danhausen versus The Miz.
Danhausen. Will he bring out the blimp? The Blimphausen at WrestleMania with a blimp with a Cannonhausen inside the blimp shooting out T-shirt Hausens. Yes, that would be great.
Wait.
But no, we want Danhausen versus the Miz at WrestleMania without a doubt. That's what we need. We need Danhausen in the ring. But until then, keep doing your things. Yeah, Seth.
I think Seth and LA Knight are going to be in a team somewhere.
Okay, that's what I was going to get to because they were talking about the Usos and they have the titles, and then Paul Heyman was talking to Logan Paul and Austin Theory saying that they need some type of leverage, so they need those titles. So if they were able somehow, I think it'll either be them versus each other at Mania, or Logan and Austin Theory are going to get those titles, and then we're going to get a tag team title match between those two and Seth Rollins and LA Knight, which is interesting. That's different. We haven't seen that yet. So, two birds with one stone there again. Getting them all in on the card too, and getting people to go crazy, and that won't be a bad match. So it is what it is. Kind of same, but whatever. But make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and do all that, and let us know down in the comments if you like it. If you like the SmackDown on Friday night, or if you like it Raw on Monday nights. What do you like better? Yeah. And we are, as seen on Netflix, Busted Open approved, the original bad boys of the wrestling podcast world. We are rated RR for Ringside Renaissance, and that is the best co-host, the best tag team partner, the best friend in the world, very deadly Jesse. Shit. And I'm Andrew Kombat Jones. Cheer, click, clack. And you've been listening to the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast. Peace. Hausen.